Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So today I've got a short little 10-minute recovery session for the quads. We're going to start with some smashing with a foam roller, so you are going to need a foam roller today. Then we're going to move into a little bit of stretching, kind of dynamic movement a little bit. Weird yoga-ish movement is what we like to call it. And then we're going to finish it off with just a little bit of motor pattern work. And then these little sessions done day in, day out, just consistently. It's not about being a hero in any one day and having to have these hour-long sessions. We do just a little bit each day. You're going to become a superhero. So we're just going to get started. We're going to attack just straight on the quads today. So we're going to start with the foam roller. We're going to go one leg at a time. Let's start just right above the knee, and we're just going to lay down on it. So as we're laying down on it, we're just kind of searching. So I'm not just rolling back and forth. I'm searching for an area that just kind of feels just a little funky. So right here, I found a spot. Not only does it kind of hurt a little bit to apply pressure, just kind of a little uncomfortable, but I feel like it's lumpy. So as I kind of shift from left to right, I feel the muscle kind of falling off, or the foam roller falling off of that muscle. So that lets me know that this is a spot I really need to work on. So I'm just going to kind of sit here and spend the first little bit here just trying to breathe and relax. Focusing in on that area. Just killed a mosquito, so hopefully I won't be going crazy here trying to relax. Then as we kind of sink in and we're able just to let our whole weight go down on that area in a relaxed manner, then we're just going to slowly start shifting our weight to the left and to the right. So notice you might be able to barely see me moving on camera here, but to me I feel like I'm moving so much. So I'm just going to go really just leaning in, going as far to one side as I can, trying to avoid any of that kind of muscle jumping around. And then I'm going to go as far to the other side as I can. And for me, that's kind of where it's getting a little funky. So I'm going to sit there, I'm going to flex real hard into it, take a big breath in, and then I'm going to relax everything and let it out there. We can keep that part pinned down and start pulling the heel up to the butt, and then extend, and as you extend, flex into it, then relax, pull it up here, flex, pull it up. All right, and then that's 2 minutes, so that goes pretty fast there. We only worked on one area, but that's fine. We're gonna jump to the other side. Remember, start searching near the knee, and once we find a spot, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna kind of just try and relax into it. Focus on that breathing. So remember, it's not about being a hero. We don't have to hit every inch of our body every single day. What we want over the course of about a month or so for you to hit every inch of your body, but you don't need to put too much pressure on yourself each day. We want to make some real progress in an area each day. And if you want to expand on this afterwards, you can go hit more areas afterwards. So in this, we're just going to kind of focus on one spot. So now that we've had a little bit of time to try and sink in there, we're just going to start shifting that weight around. You can go left and right, you can go up and down, but we're looking at like micro movements as we make up a word to say what we're doing here. And then as you hit those spots that just feel like they're almost taking your breath away, relax. You can even big breath in, flex into it, and then let it out and relax. Trying to just move back and forth here. The real goal is to get those tissues to move, and the goal is for your brain to tell your muscles that it's okay for these areas to move around. And if you sit there and you're real tight and flexing all the time, then our brain kind of has a weird reaction to those muscles trying to move. So we want to just relax into that as much as we possibly can. We're nearing that 2-minute mark already. So the quads are so tied into the front of the hip. So as we move out from the foam roller here, a couple more breaths, let's go ahead and pull the heel up to the butt if you haven't already. Straighten out and flex. And you can do more or less of any of these things we're showing. Just kind of go with what you feel like. Okay, so now we've got about 2 minutes on that side. So we're going to put the foam roller out to the side. And now we're just going to kind of stretch into the quads, into that hip, anything kind of related to it here. So we're just going to start pretty simply. We're going to go push-up plank, right foot next to our right hand. We're going to drop that back knee down. We're going to flex this back butt cheek so it's nice and tight, drawing our belly button in. From that position, we're going to shove our hips down. And we're going to just kind of wiggle back and forth. We can go left and right. We can move that right hand up in the air. So if you want, you can follow along with me. Left hand up in the air. But also, if you want, you can just kind of play around with it on your own. We're not doing anything particular besides drawing that belly button in, keeping that butt flexed, and wiggling around and going to search here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lift up that left leg. You're going to reach back with your right hand. We're going to grab that foot. I like to kind of spin my hand around to the outside of the foot. And then I kind of come off attention here a little bit. That way I can get my pelvis organized. So I'm going to squeeze that left butt cheek and then shove my hips down. And then I'm going to start pulling that leg in. Okay, we can wiggle around. But now we're getting a little more, stretching that quad, getting into the hip just a little bit here. You can push against it and push your hip down. You can kind of pull against it. So you can play around with the different muscles that are flexing and then relax as you try and hold it. But you can flex into it, try and get a little deeper. So let's go ahead and go to the other side. So we're just going to go push-up plank, left foot next to the left hand. Back knee on the ground. We're going to squeeze that right butt cheek this time. Draw the belly button in. Okay, we're just going to play around. We can go left and right here. We can go left hand up in the air, but as we do all of these things, I'm still drawing my belly button in, right hand up. I'm still trying to flex that butt cheek. That bottom hand is always twisting the ground just like we would a push-up. So I'm just kind of goofing around here. Doing whatever angles feel like they're the tightest. So for me today, when I'm kind of rotating away from that knee, that angle's feeling pretty tight. So I'm just flexing into it, trying to get that stretch. Then let's take that right foot, let's pick it up, reach back with the left hand to grab it. I like to work my hand around to the outside, back off of it a little bit so I can flex that butt cheek and get that pelvis in line, then shove everything down as I kind of get into it. Wiggling around, I can push my foot into my hand as I squeeze my butt and push my hip through. I can kind of hamstring curl in even deeper as I squeeze my butt. Any of these are good. We're just kind of getting into these positions a little bit. You can even change your grip on your foot, push it out to kind of bias that internal rotation a little bit. Just kind of wiggling it around. We'll go 15 more seconds here. Make sure that butt cheek stays flexed, belly button drawn in. It's this tight and aggressive, but also relaxed at the same time, trying to breathe through these positions. Okay, so we got about 1 minute or so left here. So all we're gonna do is stand up. Now that we kind of got stretched out a little bit, we're gonna take a squat stance with your feet straight if most of your context is working out and everything for everyday life. If you're a competitive power lifter or something who squats toes out, then maybe take that. But for most people, we're gonna want feet straight. Let's go ahead and get butt tight, belly button drawn in, weight even on the feet. Rib cage controlled as we're extending up, and then those shoulders nice and tight. Let's go ahead and squat just a little bit down. Let's go through that checklist again. Make sure that belly button's drawn in. Holding a Kegel to control our pelvic floor. Weight should be even from the toes to the heels. Balance nice and even on the foot as we twist and screw our feet into the ground. The rib cage is controlled. Shoulders in a good position. Let's squat as low as you can perfectly, so let's not dump out anywhere. And let's breathe, breathe, breathe. Just gonna kind of hang out here. go through your checklist again. So we should be twisting into the ground, belly button drawn in, creating that torque. The checklist never changes. Doesn't matter what position we're in, we're still gonna brace the same way. We can practice breathing into that belly, getting nice and tight there. Let's go ahead and come up. Now we'll just do the same thing, but let's just do slow motion as we go down. The weight should stay even on the feet. As you feel yourself lean in a direction, back, forward, or as you feel stuff go, just kind of give those areas pauses. Give yourself some time to get back into it, and we'll just do some squats here. Good, let's give it 2 more and we'll call it a day here. So squat down, feel that balance on your feet. Then let's make that last one just a little faster. There we have it. Got some good quad work in, helping those tissues, give it a little stretch, give it a little use. Great way if we do this type of stuff consistently and over the course of a month or so, do this little work on every piece of our body, you're gonna be a superhero. So, hope to see you soon. Talk to y'all soon. See ya.